Many people long for a deeper connection with the divine, yet they often feel distant, as if an invisible wall separates them. This is not because the divine is far away, but because our own minds are clouded. Imagine a lake. When the water is still, it reflects the sky perfectly. But when the surface is disturbed, the reflection becomes unclear. Our minds work in the same way. Modern life is full of distractions. From the moment we wake up, we are surrounded by noise, messages on our phones, endless tasks, and the pressure to do more. We are rarely still. This constant busyness fills our minds with thoughts, worries, and desires. Over time, these layers of mental activity become a barrier. Instead of seeing clearly, we become lost in our own thoughts. This is why so many people feel disconnected from something greater than themselves. Fear also plays a role. Deep inside, many people carry worries, fear of failure, fear of being alone, fear of the unknown. These fears make us close our hearts. When we are afraid, we become defensive, always trying to protect ourselves. But in doing so, we also block the possibility of connection. True connection requires openness, and openness is difficult when we are constantly guarding ourselves. Another obstacle is doubt. Many people wonder, does the divine truly exist? Or, am I worthy of connection? These doubts create distance. Imagine standing in front of a door, but hesitating to knock because you are unsure if anyone is inside. The door remains closed, not because no one is there, but because you never try to open it. The same is true with the divine. When we doubt too much, we hesitate. And hesitation itself becomes a wall. So what can we do? The first step is to recognize these barriers. Without awareness, we remain trapped in our own minds. But once we see clearly, once we understand that busyness, fear, and doubt are creating distance, we can begin to change. The divine is not something far away. It is always present. We only need to clear the mind, open the heart, and allow the connection to happen naturally. If we want to connect with the divine, we must first quiet our minds. Just as a cloudy lake cannot reflect the sky, a restless mind cannot recognize the presence of the sacred. Stillness is not something we force. It is something we cultivate. When we create the right conditions, stillness naturally arises, and with it comes awareness. In Buddhism, we often speak of mindfulness, the practice of being fully present. This does not mean trying to stop all thoughts. The mind will always produce thoughts, just as the wind will always move through the trees. But we do not need to chase every thought. Instead, we observe them, like watching clouds drift across the sky. When we stop grasping at every idea, our inner world becomes calm, and in that calmness, we begin to sense something greater than ourselves. One simple way to cultivate stillness is through the breath. The breath is always with us, yet we rarely pay attention to it. Try this. Take a slow breath in, then release it gently. As you do this, notice how the air moves in and out of your body. With each breath, you return to the present moment. The past and the future fade, and all that remains is now. In this space of presence, the divine is near. Another powerful method is deep listening. We often listen with the intention to reply, to argue, or to confirm our own thoughts. But true listening means letting go of ourselves and being fully open to what is in front of us. This can be listening to another person, listening to nature, or even listening to silence itself. When we listen deeply, without distraction, we touch something beyond words. In that silence, we can feel the presence of the divine. Stillness is not only about sitting quietly, it is about moving with awareness, walking slowly, eating mindfully, or even washing our hands with attention. These small actions can become spiritual practices. Each moment, if lived fully, is an opportunity for connection. The divine does not only exist in temples or sacred texts. It is present in every moment, waiting for us to notice. As we cultivate stillness and awareness, the barriers that once seemed so strong begin to dissolve. Fear weakens, doubts soften, and the mind becomes clear. In this clarity, we start to see the divine everywhere, not as something distant, but as something alive within and around us. Once we cultivate stillness and awareness, we begin to see that the divine is not far away. It is not hidden in distant heavens or locked within sacred texts. It is here, in the present moment, woven into the fabric of daily life. The challenge is not finding the divine. It is recognizing it. One way to experience this connection is through gratitude. Many people search for something extraordinary, believing that spiritual connection must be dramatic. But in truth, the divine is often found in the ordinary. The warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of the wind in the trees, the gentle smile of a stranger. Each of these is a gift. When we take a moment to appreciate them, we are not just being thankful. We are acknowledging the sacred presence in all things. Gratitude shifts our perspective. Instead of seeing life as a series of problems to solve, we begin to see it as a series of blessings to receive. Compassion is another way we connect with the divine. When we open our hearts to others, we break down the illusion of separation. Suffering, joy, hope, these emotions are shared by all people. When we recognize this, we stop seeing others as strangers. We see them as fellow travelers on the same journey. A kind word, a small act of generosity, a moment of patience. These are not just human actions. They are spiritual ones. When we act with love, we align ourselves with something greater than our individual selves. Nature, too, teaches us about divine connection. A river does not ask where it should flow. It moves naturally, trusting the path ahead. A tree does not resist the changing seasons. It accepts them with grace. When we observe nature, we learn that life is not something to control. It is something to trust. Just as the river flows, just as the tree grows, we too can surrender to the rhythm of life. When we do, we realize that we are part of something vast and mysterious, something sacred. In daily life, we often become distracted by worries and routines. But even in the busiest moments, we can return to awareness. A single breath, a moment of stillness, a quiet act of kindness. Each of these brings us back to divine connection. The sacred is always present. We only need to pause, open our hearts, and allow ourselves to experience it. Throughout this journey, we have explored the barriers that keep us from divine connection, the power of stillness and awareness, and the ways in which the sacred is present in everyday life. Now, as we bring this reflection to a close, it is important to remember that spiritual connection is not a destination. It is a way of being. There is no single path that leads to the divine. Some may find connection in silent meditation, while others experience it through acts of kindness, gratitude, or simply being present in nature. What matters is not the method, but the openness of the heart. When we allow ourselves to slow down, to listen deeply, and to appreciate the beauty in each moment, we create space for something greater than ourselves. Life will continue to bring challenges. There will be moments of doubt, moments of frustration, moments when the mind feels restless once again. But that is natural. A lake does not remain still forever. Winds will come, ripples will form. What matters is not achieving perfect stillness, but knowing how to return to it. Each breath, each mindful step, each moment of compassion is a way back to connection. For those who have joined me on this reflection, I am truly grateful. Your time, your presence, and your thoughts are deeply appreciated. Many of you have shared your kindness through likes, comments, subscriptions, and even super thanks. These gestures mean more than words can express. They remind me that we are not alone on this path, that even across great distances, we can share wisdom and encouragement. If these reflections have brought you peace or insight, I hope you will continue to explore these ideas in your own life. Each person's journey is unique, and each step forward, no matter how small, is meaningful. May your heart remain open, your mind clear, and your spirit connected to the divine in all that you do. Thank you for being here. Until next time, may you walk in peace.